Hello and welcome back to Take a Little Coffee Break. Today we're going to be talking to our Enneagram 7s. I'm so excited and I'm going to quickly tell you about them because I don't have a lot of time. Type 7s love to plan and anticipate positive future events. They enjoy having variety and multiple choices to choose from. They do not want to be limited, restricted, or bored. They may be well-rounded, affirming, and generous, or at their worst, they can be self-focused and escapist and have insatiable appetite for excitement. Their core fear is being deprived, trapped in emotional pain, limited, or bored, missing out on something fun. Their core desire is being happy, fully satisfied, and content, and their core weakness is gluttony, feeling a great emptiness inside and having an insatiable desire to fill themselves up with experiences and stimulation in hopes of feeling completely satisfied and content, and their core longing is to be taken care of. I hope you enjoyed this really special conversation with my husband and Karley. I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited.
I know. When you asked me, I was like, yes. I've never been on a podcast. That's super cool.
I know. It's so fun. It's been really cool because, I didn't expect so many people to enjoy the Enneagram series that I'm doing. So we did the 9 weeks already. And
I just watched that before we did this. I was organizing my closet, and I was like, oh, Tanya, I just love her.
Yes, it was so fun. It was so fun. And I was like, Pique, Karley's going to do it with you. He's like, Karley Bell? Like, yeah, he's like, oh, I'm so excited.
Yes, I know, because when sometimes on Instagram I'll comment on stuff that PK posts, or he'll comment on mine, and it's always like 7 stuff, and I'm like, that's what we're in.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you so much for doing this. For those people who are watching and are like, why is there so much Harry Potter stuff in the background? It's because we love Harry Potter. This is not our permanent background. We're in our dining room right now, but we had a birthday. It could be. I'm thinking about keeping it until my birthday and having a birthday Harry Potter party here with just the two of us. So we'll see. But yes, we had a virtual pizza party yesterday. Last night, and so that's why that's up. But we thought it'd be so fun to do it here because and also that where I usually do my podcast, it's more cramped because the room that I do it in my guest room, and there's like a wooden pallet bed thing that I made. And so it actually takes up a lot of space, and like the space between the desk and the bed is like this much. So both of us would not be able to fit there. So I'm like, we'll just do it here. But hello, I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. Today we're gonna do the Enneagram 7s, and I'll ask y'all to introduce yourself, and I'll just do a little bit. First, this is my husband. That's why he's here with me. His name's Pique, and he's a 7. And I'm so excited because I feel like I'm gonna learn a lot about you today. Yeah. And then
coming out.
Yeah. I feel like I with the Enneagram, I feel like I've learned to understand and love Pique better. So I'm really excited to learn even more. And then Karley, I've known Karley for a while now. We used to work together, and her mom is an angel. Just love her mom. I hope she hears this. I feel like that'd be so fun.
I'll send it to her when it's all out there.
Yes. But for those who don't know you, I'll give you guys a chance to introduce yourself. Karley, if you want to start, just kind of what you do, who you are, and then Pique will go after you.
Yeah, so I'm Karley Bell Pursley. That's my name. I am a first grade teacher in the Woodlands, and I love it. I graduated from Sam Houston State. Cats, always. And I taught for 2 years overseas in first grade and loved it. Came back to America, worked for Sam Houston, and it was great in the same office that me and Erica worked in. And then, I guess it's kind of like where we became like friends.
Yeah.
Because I knew of you, and my mom would like put you on the phone with me.
Oh my God!
When I was in Ghana. Do you remember that?
I do remember that because she would say, Erica, I feel like you and Karley would get along so well, and then it was so awkward because she was like,
She would just hand the phone, and I'd be like, "Who is this?"
You're like, hey. But
I always was like very disheveled and just like, because it's like
you were in Africa, so. But it was so cool because I feel like whenever she was, sorry, I'll let you go on. But when she was, when she introduced me to you, when she would talk to me, I felt like I knew you just because of our hearts, and I feel like we kind of had kindled hearts a little bit, and we had like the same burden for people. And
even kindred, isn't it kindred?
Oh my God, yes. I said kindled. Oh, that's great.
I'm gonna kindled hearts. I don't care.
Kindred hearts. Sorry. English is not my first language. So but we like loved the movement of, well, we were very passionate about just like the whole sex trafficking, like abolishing it and like all that. And so I don't know, I loved you from the beginning, and when you started working at the same place, I was like, ugh. It was just awesome. It was so great.
It was awesome. So I worked there and we became friends. I feel like you helped me up my coffee game because I've always loved coffee. But I don't know, you knew more about coffee and like, oh, I need to ask Erica these questions and I need to get more like into coffee. So I appreciate that. And then I taught third grade from this last year, and now I'm going back to first grade. Praise the Lord.
Nice. Oh, first grade sounds so fun.
It is. They are so sweet, and they come in, they can like hardly read and write, and they leave and they're like mini adults, and you're just so proud.
And are you guys doing virtual for a little bit, or are you guys going in person?
Yeah, we're virtual the first 3 weeks, and then September 8th.
Only 3 weeks?
Only
3 weeks?
Only? That's a long time.
No, here around these.
Month.
Yeah, here it's like 6 weeks.
Oh wow.
A month and a half.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
They don't know, like September 8th they'll decide like, are the cases down enough? Can we go back to school, or do we need to stay virtual? So we don't really know,
Okay, cool. Wow. I'll be praying for that for sure. It's your turn.
Yeah. So my name is Pique. I'm a 7.
We know.
So I work as well with my wife at Campus Missionaries at UTRGV. Been there for about.
Well, this is our first year.
So this is our first year.
Well, we just finished our first year. We're starting our second.
Oh yeah. I'm starting my second year.
Oh yeah.
I went to Sam Houston.
No, you're starting your third year.
Oh yeah, my third year.
His third year on staff. This is my second year on staff. There
yeah, that's true. So we dang, that's crazy. Time flies. Yeah. So I served a year at Sam Houston in Huntsville for a year. I was a campus missionary there with Chi Alpha, and then me and Erica got married, and we moved down here, and now we're both campus missionaries to UTRGV.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he's drinking. If you guys.
Oh yeah.
Tell me what you're drinking.
I'm gonna put the camera down. This kind of looks sketch because everybody makes fun of me when I drink it, but it looks like another substance, which I'm not gonna call.
Like little rose gold flecks, like you're trying to be fancy, or like
most people think it looks like weed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
So it's herbal. It's basically like herbal stuff, and it has a metal straw, which is called the bombilla, and basically it strains all this stuff. And I'm drinking it cold, but in Spanish it's called yerba mate, but when it's served cold, it's called tereré, and it's literally like Adderall in a can, or Adderall in a freaking.
It just has natural caffeine.
It's naturally caffeinated, so like it has everything without the jitters. So I love it. Like it makes me. So when I was sermon writing, I drank like 2 or 3 of these. I've never been so focused in my life. Like it just makes me like.
And it's like a cultural thing in South America to just drink it. They have breaks during the day where it's called mate breaks or something like that.
Yeah, so the crazy thing is that these have so much antioxidants and nutrients that there's an article that came out that people that culturally drink this, there's only been like 5 deaths from COVID.
Which we don't know if that's directly.
But I think it's true because I saw it on Google. I read up on it. So.
But like it was basically like countries who like culturally drink it, like the COVID cases weren't as high. So they were thinking that there was like a connection there, but we don't know. But it's a really good refreshing drink.
It's good. It's really refreshing.
And you can actually find it canned without it's just water. It's just like a liquid.
Yeah, you can probably find it at Whole Foods, Sprouts, maybe at Kroger. I don't know.
They probably do have it at Kroger.
Kroger is called Yerba Mate, and it's so good.
It's good. That was a long tangent.
Yeah. So like I've always been a coffee drinker, but But this just doesn't give me anxiety. It doesn't give me.
Anyway, thanks to both of y'all for doing this. I'm so excited. How did you find out you were 7, and what was your reaction? How did you feel? What's up?
Right. So I first heard about I like personality tests. I feel like I should say that. I've always been a fan of what's my color, what's my Myers-Briggs, which I don't remember what that is anymore. Yeah. But I'm a fan. I like them. And so it's when I was living in Ghana, me and my roommate one night were just like hearing about this Enneagram. I don't know if we were watching like a YouTube or listening to a podcast, something like that. And so we decided we're going to pay $11 and we're going to take the real thing. Because if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right.
That's awesome.
And it's like $11. It's like, that's not a huge deal, but it was kind of a big deal. Because like, I don't know. I don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
But we did it. And I actually, when I scored highest as a 2. And then I tied with 7 and 9. But only by like, it's like a 2-point difference between 2 and then my tie score. And so at first I was like, I'm a 2. And I didn't really like that. It's kind of like with the Harry Potter thing, you know, it's like, I don't want to be in Hufflepuff. And that's nothing against anyone.
I get so mad when people say that. Nothing wrong with Hufflepuff.
Nobody is.
I know, but like it's because I really wanted to be a Gryffindor. You know what I mean? So like it's the equivalent of finding out that like you aren't Gryffindor, and it kind of like just hurt me a little bit.
That's great.
So I didn't really like that, and then I was just like, "There's no way I'm a 2." I emailed it to my mom, and my mom was like, "That's not you," and I was like, "Oh, Mom doesn't think so. It can't be true."
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's this test. And so I didn't know what to do with that. And so I just kind of left it. And then a little ways down couple months later, I started listening to this podcast, Behind the Scenes. I don't know if y'all have heard of that.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, Jeremy and Audrey Roloff, I love them. And they talk about the Enneagram a ton. And so that's how I found out about the book, The Road Back to You.
Yes.
And they had a guest on, and they were like, well, normally they recommend read the book and then identify. You basically identify with like which one resonates with you most, and then you can take the quiz. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to read the book. So I got it audio so I could listen to it while I ran. And first off, when you listen to that book, you constantly think of people who are those numbers. And so like it was going through, I'm like, oh, I know some 6s. Oh, I know some 2s. I know some 1s. And then it got to 7, and I was like, this is me. That is me. Like, and just the things that they would say about the 7, I was like, holy moly, someone knows me, you know? And so that's when I like resonated and voted in like, okay, I'm a 7. And then it felt better. Like I was like, I understand where like I could be mistyped as a 2 or a 9 because I think my mom's a 9. I would put her as a 9.
Yes, I can see that.
I think a 9, but I have those qualities, and I think teaching naturally lends itself to be a 2, but I'm a 7, and I love that. So
I love that. That's such a cool story because it's like it found you.
It did. I know. I was just really upset. I didn't want to be a 2, and I was like, "There's no way that's me."
I want to be a Hufflepuff. Are you a Gryffindor?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Both 7s are Gryffindor, I guess. I get it.
We're the best.
All right, Peaks.
Well, I was forced to take it by my wife.
Did I really force you?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
She was
I don't
like,
remember.
I have to know who I'm marrying. I was like, all right. It's true.
That sounds like me.
I don't know without the Enneagram.
I don't know. I'm not sure if we can continue.
It was just funny that I think it was like a couple weeks before our wedding, and she was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know your Enneagram. You need to take the exam. I was like, oh, crap. And so like me, I don't know. I don't know if it's a 7 thing, but like I'm just real impatient about things. Like if I want to learn something, I want to do it now. And so like when she sent it to me, she's like, oh, it's a little lengthy, and it was like 50 pages. I was like, oh gosh. And so,
But I think I sent him the wrong test. I should have sent him
but I took 2 different ones.
Oh, okay,
I took 2 or 3 different ones, and they all came out 7. So I was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
Makes sense. But when I read it, I was like, it actually makes sense because I'm very, I guess, spontaneous, and whenever there's a group setting, like I'm probably the loudest person in the group. But yeah, that's how I felt about it. It felt good. It felt cool.
I feel like
it does feel good. It feels better than a 2.
Yeah. And well, because a lot sometimes like because I'm a wing 8, so a lot of times my 8 comes out like very very often. But like when it's like me and my wife or like other people, like I'm always like a 7.
Yeah.
7.
Well, I was gonna say like that. I feel like he's introverted when he first meets people, but when he's comfortable and he's with the people, like his people, he is PK. Like he is a 7.
Yeah, it takes me for me to get comfortable around a person. It takes me like an hour.
Yeah.
An hour or 2. Just because it's because as a 7, you have humor that nobody else understands. And so my humor, a lot of people don't get it. And so so the first thing I do is I observe the group. And then I'm like, okay, what jokes do I say, or what jokes is appropriate? Or, not that I don't say anything. I don't say profanities, but I'm just saying if it's if it's like dry humor, like I'm like, oh, bro, I can't say that around them because they're like.
Do you also think that you're the funniest person, PK?
Yeah, I think
you're like, I am the funniest person I know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Or like I am the cool guy or the cool person to be around me. Like you want to invite me, like.
I feel that. I do. Because like when I'm in a room, I'm like, I just need to feel it out because I need to know what level of me I can be.
That's exactly what I mean.
Like there's levels. There's like like, hi, welcome, I'm Karley. And then there's the like, go crazy. So I need to know what can they handle, and then that's what I'm going to bring to the table.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I do.
Okay, that reminds me of whenever you went into work at first, and your mom was like, yeah, this isn't the real Karley. Because you were so quiet and like...
I was feeling all out. I needed to know.
And then like slowly, like it just became like, Karley. And it was the best. It was the best. I love the similarity though, the levels and the walking into the room, and that's so interesting. And that explains a lot of you, like, because you really are the observer.
Yeah, sometimes she gets upset because like we'll be with her family, right? And I'm quiet, and then she'll get mad at me like, why aren't you being yourself? I'm like, I need time. And she's like, what do you mean you need time? Like, she's like, you're always loud, you're always funny. And I'm like, well, I don't know them. Like, I don't know them yet. I need to feel it out. And so.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't get upset.
Yes, you would. You're like, why are you quiet?
Well, because I know how funny he is, and I feel like I want everybody to see that part of him. Yeah. And so, but anyway, we'll move on. So what is your favorite part about being a 7?
Oh, I just love it. I love that we're free. Like, because I feel like so many people are tied down to like fear or worries or what if this goes wrong. And I feel like as a 7, I'm just like, let's go. Like, you want to go to the Grand Canyon and hike for a week? Okay. Like, I need nothing else. Like, just tell me the dates. I'll be there. We can figure out logistics. I'm not worried about it. Just that free spirit. I just love that. Like, I just think it's fun that we just go and we do, and we're all in, and it doesn't take thought. It doesn't take effort. It's just, I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I appreciate that about 7s for sure.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And along with that, like, I don't know if it's you too, but I'm a rule breaker. I'm not a rule follower. No.
Karley's a rule follower a little bit.
I'll break them sometimes, but I'm kind of steady on the rules.
Like if it's something like if they give you like, oh, you can't do this, I'm like, I think I can. Like, I can work my way around it. Like, in that way of a free spirited person. Like,
yeah.
Like, in that way. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and that might be a little bit of your wing 8.
Maybe.
But challenging authority and rules for sure.
Mm-hmm. But like I just love that. Like I'm in a mood to do anything as like anything fun. Like right now, as before the interview, I was just like, man, I can just go to San Antonio right now. Like, I'm just willing to like drive. Like, you know, I'll just go to San Antonio. Oh, actually, like it was 2 days after we got married. No, we came back from our honeymoon, and my friend, he had to get surgery, and he called me at 10 at night, and he's like, hey, bro, like I have surgery like tomorrow morning in Houston, and like
from the Valley to Houston.
It's like a 5.5, 6 hour drive, and he's like, hey man, like I need to go. Like they moved the appointment last minute, and so he's like, bro, I need to leave tonight, and he's like, and I need help driving because I can't see, and so I was like, heck yeah, like let's do it. And then
let's go.
Erica was freaking out. She's like, no, what do you mean? Like, do we even have money? I'm like, don't worry about that. Like, let's just go.
Yes.
Like, and so we literally, they came, like, I said yes, and then I started packing my bags, and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, we're going to Houston. And she's like, wait, what? And so
I was freaking out. But here's the thing. I enjoy adventure. I enjoy spontaneity, but I want to be prepared. So if he's telling me we're going to Houston, I'm like, I'm spontaneous, but like I also want to like have everything that we need. Like I'm like, okay, I'm down, but like let me think about like what do we need? We need clothes. Okay, let me get my bag, and I have to process first a little bit, and then I'm like, okay, but I need a minute.
You need some time.
Yeah.
For me, I'm good. I just put like 6 underwears in there and 4 shorts and 5 shirts, and I'm like, this is good.
I know. I don't even try matching. I literally just
do. Yeah, I don't. I'm just like.
That is Pique. I thought that was just a boy thing. Oh my.
No, if it's okay, but I do have to clarify. If it is something where like I know there's specific things happening, I will like plan it out because I don't want to be stressed. But just overall, if you're like, let's go to the beach, I'm just gonna toss some stuff and we're gonna go.
Yeah.
That is. Wow.
I remember when I went to Cairo. I was in Cairo for like almost a month, and the day before I packed, and I just threw everything in there. But I had to pick out like, okay, I want to be teaching English, so I had to look professional. So like, I had to like put some stuff in there. But other than that, I just throw stuff in there, and I'm always excited for adventure. Like, going anywhere around the world. I love traveling. Are you, this is not off the questions here, but are you really adventurous with food?
Yes. Okay. I'll try anything. I'll eat it all.
I love food. We're the same way.
Love food. Anything. Yeah. Even if it looks a little weird, I'll try it.
I thought it was the 7 thing because my mom, when I went to the Middle East, she was like, I know you're adventurous, so be careful. But I thought it was just a 7 thing. And then, like, when I started dating Erica, she was just like, I think it grew on her even more.
That's something that we bond over. That's like food, and this is why we gain so much weight. Like, food is like, I will try anything. And we love Asian food, Indian food. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
but I think Indian food. Yes, Indian food is so good.
Indian food.
But I think 7 and 9s go really well together because 9s kind of tend to go with the flow. So like if he says, let's go, you know, I am going to think about the things that we need and it's going to take me a process, but like, I'm not going to be upset to where I'm like, ugh, why did you make me do, like, I'm like, that's fine. Like, let's go. And I also like adventure. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And so I think that we kind of complement each other in that way.
I think what also I love about being the 7, which is still the same question. Like my favorite part is that like we blend in, so well in different cultures.
Yeah.
We're so appreciative over their cultures. Like
I could like start crying.
It's true. Like people just love, like, I don't know. It's just something different. I think it's a gift from the Lord, I guess. Like we just appreciate cultures and we appreciate like the way of living in other countries. And
yes.
I've never seen that, and it sounds kind of like selfish, but I've never seen that outside of me, like other people appreciating that because I'm a 7.
Right.
Or like different personalities.
Different personalities. I've never seen different personalities. At maybe a 9, but from the 7s, I think that's what is really good about the 7s, amongst other things. But like they appreciate culture, and you can tell by the other people that are in that culture. They're like, wow, they actually try to learn our language, or they try to like love our food, and so.
Yeah, it's weird because I didn't think that I thought that was something that everyone would do. You know what I mean? Like when I went,
too, yeah.
like when I went to Ghana and just like other travels that I've done, in my brain I'm like, oh, everybody's gonna try and love this culture and take in their things, but people don't, and it's weird.
Right.
And then even talking, like coming back to America and talking to people about culture, they're like, why are you so like, I thought you loved America. Like, you live in America. You're an American.
Yeah.
You know that? And I'm like, well, I know, but like other people are really great too. And there's so much beauty in other cultures. And I love that. And so it's just, it blows my mind that that's not like in other people. And
exactly.
I guess that's a 7 thing, but I just figured we should all appreciate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think that there's definitely other personalities that I appreciate. Like my sister's an 8, but we're also Hispanic. So I guess like you kind of automatically are open to things when you're like a minority. Mm-hmm. Getting more water. You're also like open to things when you're like a minority. And so I think that might play some part into it. I don't know.
It's so sweet because it's true. And I just think about like being in Rome because that's the last place I've been because COVID knocked out all my summer plans, which by the way is killing me.
Oh yeah.
Everything got canceled and I'm still not over it. Like
Pique was also upset because do you remember like because she was saying that it's killing her that everything got canceled and it's like the summer and she had all these plans.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like there was moments where you were like, man, he got like actually like just kind of down, like really down and sad, a little bit depressed about not like because you wanted to like just have fun and experience things.
Oh yeah. I think it kind of sucked because like our anniversary we didn't do anything. Our 1 year, so it's kind of like I wanted to go to like Universal Studios and like all these things, but
when you go to Harry Potter World.
It's so cool. Y'all will love it.
I know.
And like now it's even better because everything's cheap. So I'm like,
yeah.
Low-key's like, let's go. I'm like, I
know. I have these emails and it's like $49 and I'm like, okay, let's
go. Yeah, it's so cheap right now.
Yeah. All right. So kind of flipping the coin a little bit, what is maybe your least favorite part about being a 7 or something like that you struggle with your number?
I think the constant desire for like to be elsewhere or to think that something is better somewhere else and not fully appreciating where I'm at. Yeah. Because like as a 7, it's like you want the next thing, you want an adventure, you want something new, you want something fresh. And like, that's so true for my own life, just like all the different things that I've done and that I've started doing. But it's like the underbelly of the 7, I feel like, because you can miss things because you are so concerned with what's coming or like what you want to come next. And the same thing with like FOMO is legit. I don't know if this is true for you, but for me, I'm like, that's not just like a funny saying. That is a legitimate problem that I have, like, and that I've had to work on because I don't want to miss out. But sometimes trying to do everything, you do miss out on a lot because obviously we can't do it all. But like the desire to just be in everything and not want to miss out on anything is hard to like balance with. Okay, well, be okay with where you're at and be grateful for where you're at. And so yeah, I think that's what's like stinks is because it's like, yeah, I'm excited, I'll do whatever, like I'm up for adventure, but almost to the point of like missing out on like where I'm at and what's right in front of me, and then that's not good either because then I'm just missing out all around.
Yeah. And I can totally tell by conversations we've had. I mean, we've had so many conversations about you like dreaming about like just struggling coming back to America even and wanting to be like in the adventure and in the like, but also in just like you loved your work. So like just even like doing what you were doing, and and it was like I could tell it was like a real struggle with the Lord when we were having conversations. So yeah, that's such a true, I can attest and witness to that. That's totally true.
That exactly what she said too. But like, I guess like, I don't know if it's just a me thing, but like, I tend to get butthurt real easily. Like
you're more sensitive.
Yeah, sensitive side. I guess like.
I'm sensitive.
Like
really,
like missing out on stuff, or like you didn't get invited to something, or
yes.
like you're like, what the heck? Like,
oh yeah, I've seen that. I do. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He's like,
no, but or also, yeah, I guess like that's what I don't like about being a 7. It's just or I can't take constructive criticism very well sometimes. Like it's very hard for me to like when someone tells me like, hey, this, I'm like, I don't know how to react to it, which is also 7, I think, because I saw it on Coach Enneagram, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I saw like on a thing it said how to treat a 7 under pressure, how to treat someone that's like they don't like to be talked down on, and they don't like to be like belittled, or you have to talk to them a certain way. And so yeah, I guess
that's so interesting.
I'm sensitive. I feel that, but I just thought that was a me thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things, because I was reading up on it again, and it says about we fear of being irresponsible, or we fear of being deprived of something, and
being deprived is huge. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to hear a little bit more of the FOMO on your side, Karley.
I had FOMO.
But I know what you mean by when you have FOMO, because I like, he would see a picture on Instagram of his friends hanging out, and he'd be like, wow, I didn't get invited to that. Like, I thought that I'd be invited to that. And it was like a real hurt. Like I can see it from him. And so I totally see
I have a smaller guy who's exactly like me. He's a 7. And it's so funny because like he'll see us having fun, and he'll react the same way.
Oh, no way.
He'll react the same way. He'll be like, I thought we were friends. I'm like, bro, it's not that. It's like we don't even know these people. But like, I get it.
Yeah. So yeah, Karley, I want to hear a little bit more about that with you. Like, what do you mean by FOMO? Was it like very much similar to what he said, or?
Yeah, it's similar. So just like not being included in things, I hate that. Like, I want to be included because I want to do all the things. Yeah. And so like when I was overseas, like missing weddings of friends was really, really hard, and like things my family was doing. But it's like, it's a double-edged sword, because like I wanted to be there with them, but I loved what I was doing and where I was. And so it's like I have my feet in literally two worlds, but I cannot be in two places. And so it's just like this inner battle of like, you don't have to be invited to everything. You don't have to be included in everything. And it doesn't mean people don't love you or don't want you. And I think that was like the root of it, was feeling not unloved, but just kind of like unwanted, or not like as important. And that's not true. It's just people have different friend groups, and that's okay. Like, I don't have to be everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
But that's FOMO for me.
That's so interesting. And so I heard this in another podcast, and I wonder if it's true for both of y'all. There was Annie F. Downs, also does an Enneagram series. I got the idea from her, because I love it. I've listened to the 2021, and the 7 one was saying how when they throw a party, they invite everyone. It's like, oh, you want to come? Yeah. You're invited. Yeah, sure, come. Is that true for, like, if you could invite everybody, you would?
For sure.
Our wedding, my wedding, I want to invite everybody.
I was going to say, my wedding is going to be a hot mess. Like, I don't know how that's going to work, because to me, I'm like, okay, my kindergarten teacher needs to come. The girl I met at Starbucks who was super fun, like, she would probably like to dance. Like, in my mind, like, we're all coming and it's gonna be a party.
That's awesome. Wow, that's so fun.
So maybe that's why we feel hurt, because we are like, everyone come all the time, but not everyone does that.
Yeah.
Aww.
I feel like I just learned something new about myself.
Yeah, because I was like, I know
it's like we think of everybody else, but they don't think of us.
That's so sad. All right, and so kind of with that, I think this is a really good transition for the next question. What makes you feel most loved as a 7?
Ooh, I think, okay, well, I don't know, a lot. Just being like known and people being like intentional with me. My 2 love languages are quality time and physical touch. And so for me, someone who would want to do something with me and like share in things that I love because they love me, like even if they don't love it, they'll do it with me. That speaks volumes to me. Wow. And it can be simple as like, okay, you don't like musicals, but you'll watch Phantom of the Opera with me because you know I love it. Or, you know, maybe running isn't your favorite thing, but you'll be willing to go on a walk with me and like enjoy being outside with me. And so it's just those kinds of things matter a lot to me. And surprises. I love surprises. I think that's cool because like you have to, not only do you know somebody and you know something that they would enjoy, but you take an extra step to keep it a secret so that it would be fun for them. And I think that's just really sweet. So just, yeah. And then like you got to hug me. You have to touch me. So I feel like if you're not willing to like hug me, then what, you don't love me. I don't know. I just need to be hugged.
I love that. Oh, it's so sweet. I love it.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I think more than anything right now, it's acts of service. I don't know why, but yeah, I totally agree. Like physical touch and quality time.
I can see quality time with Pique because he'll be like, and I'm pretty bad at this. I think I need to be better at this, but I'll be like really tired and he'd be like, do you want to go to the store with me? And I'm like, can you go? Because I'm like, right.
And I'll be fine sometimes going to the store by myself.
Yeah.
I find that's weird. I don't know if you're the same way, but I find joy going to Sam's, just walking around. And,
no, I love shopping by myself. I love it. I don't want anyone at the grocery store with me because I want to take my time and do what I want.
Yeah. Yes. So are you a procrastinator too?
It depends, like half and half. Because I think though, because like there's like a teacher side of me that's like like kind of 2-ish, and so that side is like, I mean, I have a planner and all the things go in the planner, but that doesn't mean all the things get done. So like it's like I'm half. I don't know, like I'm OCD about certain things. Like I want my closet to be right and I want my clothes to be like tanks, short sleeves, and then like by the texture of the shirt, they have to go in the right order.
Yeah, I'm
but you know, other things I could care less. So
I'm real particular in how Erica sees it all the time. Like whenever there's like, it's just little things, but it's a lot of things. Like whenever there's like, I'm trying to think of something holy. Also, like with food, like there's certain way I want it stored in the fridge. I'm like, Erica, you don't do it that way. Like you do it this way. And she's like, well, it's the same thing. I'm like, no, it's not. Like
you don't like it when I use multiple mugs.
Oh yeah.
When I waste mugs. But for me, I'm like, ugh, every time I drink a beverage, it's like it's an excuse to have a new mug because they're all cute. But he doesn't like it.
I just told him to rinse it out.
Just like, rinse it out and
just little things that I'm just like, oh.
So he is OCD about some things.
Yeah, but it's weird because it's like the most random things that like nobody else could care about.
Right, yeah.
Who cares about their closet and their clothes and their textures? I don't know why that matters, but.
In a group setting, do you like to be heard? Like when you're working in a group?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's hard to not hear me. I'm kind of a loud.
Okay, I'm the same way. Like, do you feel bad when? Do you like to be the team leader? That's what I'm trying to say. Like.
Oh yeah, I want to be in control.
I'm the same way.
What did you say, Karley?
I want to be in control, but I also I don't mind those if somebody else who knows what's going on and can lead well. I have zero problem like following them and like coming under them and being beside them. But if you are like, you don't know what's happening and you're kind of being indecisive, I'm like, I don't have time for you. Like, let me do it, because you're going to waste all of our time.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like, if you think of other, like, the smartest way to work in the group, you're like, okay, let's do it this way.
Yeah.
That's
and that's a little bit authority defiant. Like, that's something that he has a lot in his, like, personality, is like he challenges authority a lot. So I think that's interesting.
Do you do the same thing?
Challenge authority?
Yeah.
I mean, some, like, a little bit. Okay, this is gonna sound bad. So the only, like, authority I can think of that I've really, like, stood up against is, like, within the church, and, like, people doing things or, like, not doing things that I'm like, this is in the Bible, so I don't know why you're making this a big deal. And so things that matter, I have zero problem, like, calling people out and, like, stepping up, but I'm not naturally, like, I don't want confrontation, because then that's, like, that could be painful, and I don't want to feel pain.
Yeah, I'm exactly,
Okay, so you were saying acts of service lately has been something that you've been, which I understand, because for me, I'm not, like, I guess I think I'm a millennial. I think, like, right now, like, for women, it's just, like, kind of like we kind of see ourselves, like, more independent and our own person, and, like, I think we're still figuring out our roles, I think, in our marriage. Like, what is my role? Am I going to cook every meal, and am I okay with that? And, like, but also, like, it doesn't mean that I'm lesser of a person. It just means that I'm going to show him how much I love him through cooking him a meal, because that's how much I love him. And so I can tell that every time I do prepare a meal for him, he feels very loved. So I think acts of service, definitely I see that in him. So, but I'm still working on it, because it's not that I starve him. I definitely cook. But it is something where sometimes I do have, like, that thought where I'm like, is it just because, like, I'm the woman? Like, is this why you're expecting this of me? And then I have to, like, go back and be like, no, I'm, like, this is my husband. I want to serve him in this way. So anyway, on the flip side, what makes you feel not appreciated?
Not being taken seriously. I think because
that's a big one.
Yeah, it's just because, like, we're fun and, you know, like, woo, and so I think people I think it's in people's heads, and too, it doesn't help, like, I'm a blonde, and, like, growing up, like, very much, like, people, like, oh, that was a really blonde thing for you to say or do, and, like, I'm not the most intelligent human, and that's okay. Like, in school, I had to study hard. I am not naturally book smart. But I did study, and I have I love school. I was the only one in my family to graduate with honors from college, so that happened. But not, like, being taken seriously, because I think people view me as just the, like, happy-go-lucky, and so when I have something that's serious or I have something that I really want to be intentional with, and then I'm not, oh, this is another one, hold on, that's going to lead into that, but just not being, like, taken seriously because of, I don't know, the fun, spunky side. And then also, if I'm not smiling every second, people think that I am, like, depressed. And that's just like, no, can I just, like, I can't, like, just sit here and sip my coffee. Like, if I'm not smiling, then, like, the whole world is crumbling around me. And that's just not true. And that's so frustrating. So, yeah.
She nailed it in the head. Yeah. Same way. Basically, that taking seriously.
Not taking seriously, like,
not taking it seriously, or they just laugh, or like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like, that's like, just I feel belittled, and then just
belittled, and that's one of the things that sevens don't like, is feeling belittled,
or, like, not valued. And like, have your voice matter.
I just don't.
Yeah.
And it can be small things, like, even I can think of examples of, like, with friends or family where, like, if somebody asked a question and I said the answer, nobody believed me, and then somebody else says it and they're like, oh yeah, how did, like, you knew that? And I was like,
yeah, exactly, that happens to me all the time. I happens to me all the time at our staff, all the freaking time. Like, I'm like, bro, I said this like 2 weeks ago, and now I think it's the most brilliant idea. Like,
oh my god. I do want to talk about the sevens, like you said, if you're not smiling, I think like your world is falling apart.
Yeah.
And I think that's like a thing that sevens maybe struggle with, is feeling that they have to be on all the time and like entertaining all the time, but there's like a threshold, and it's okay not to be everybody's like the life of the party all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And do you feel like there's, and this question for both of you, or I guess we can start with PK, do you feel like there's an expectation for you to be like the crazy one, or like the one that brings life to the party all the time?
Yeah, so yeah, a lot of times I do get asked that question where we'll be in a group setting. I'm just enjoying it. Like for the first time, I'm just like, well, I don't have to try hard, or not that I do try hard, but I don't have to like I don't have to be on, and I can just enjoy and relax. And people would ask me like, "What's wrong with you? Are you okay? Like, who died?" I'm like, dude, I'm just like, wow, I'm fine. Like, yeah, I do. There is a certain expectation, I guess.
Yes. Do you feel that way?
I do. I feel like people, I almost feel like I have to be that for other people because they need it. Like they need somebody to be encouraging to them. They need somebody to be in their corner. And I can be that person, and I love being that person. But I also like, sometimes I can be like, sevens can be calm. Like we're not on all the time, but there is an expectation, I think I feel, to be on more so.
So is there anything, and you don't have to have an answer to this, but is there anything that you want people to know about being a seven, like anything extra that we haven't covered yet, that you might want, that you may feel like, okay, I feel like people need to hear this about sevens?
No, I mean, I think the biggest thing is like, if I'm not smiling, like don't like come at me. It's fine. And believe me, because that also goes back to not being taken serious, because people ask you, are you okay? And you say, yeah, I'm fine. I'm just chilling. And they're like, oh, you're saying that, like what's really wrong? And like they want to like help fix you to make you back to being happy. And you're like, well, no, I'm going to get angry because you aren't paying attention and you're not taking me serious. You know what I mean? And so that's so frustrating. So just believe us, like we're saying what we mean.
Yeah.
He's gotten upset at me before because I've said those exact words. I'm like, hey, why are you mad? Because sometimes he has like that resting phase where he's just like, if he's not smiling, he looks like he's upset. And so I'm like, on like the first year, like we just finished our first year of marriage, and like the first few months, I was like, are you okay? Like, what's wrong with you? Because I thought that he was just upset all the time, and he's like, I'm fine, but if you keep asking me, I'm gonna get mad. I was like, okay. Cool. What about you? Is there anything?
I guess just to value us more. Like just to I guess just take us seriously as we take you guys seriously. Like we value you. There's a reason why we love making people laugh. There's a reason why we love just being that excitement around people. It's because we actually like value them and we give them dignity. And I guess we just want the same dignity back. And
that's so well
said.
What'd you say?
That was so well said.
I know. No, yeah, it's so true. And I think
also, I don't know. I'm getting my emotions out, but I don't know if it's a thing. But do you get depressed real easily?
Yeah, I can get. Well, I don't know. I feel like depressed is a little harsh, but I can
like
definitely
sad. Like you get real.
Like it's worse than sad, but it's not necessarily depressed because
yeah.
I back from being sad really fast. Like I get over things fast, but then unless it's like, I don't know, there's certain things where it's like it really takes me down, and it'll take me a couple of days to like.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The same thing.
I'm the same way.
Yes.
I think that's most. I think that's most sevens. I think that's what sevens are.
Do you think that maybe has to do with like that whole adventure part, like the whole wanting to be somewhere else? Like you just get sad and you're just like, I just wish that I could do X, Y, and Z.
I mean, for me, because I really like, I'm always ready to go, wanting to go. I literally just texted somebody like yesterday because I've been watching Down to Earth with Zac Efron.
Oh, yes, I need to watch it.
Holy moly, like go watch it. But I was watching it and I was just like, I'm so ready to leave America again. Like I could go live in the jungle with the people and just like be in the land. But it's not realistic.
Yeah.
It's like summer, everything being canceled. It's just kind of like it did definitely, that took me down because all my, like, I had 3 trips get canceled. I wasn't able to see friends that I had been like planning to see for a whole year and I hadn't seen them. And so that's hard for me because I'm a people person. So not to have people like.
Yeah.
I'm a people person.
All right. So the question, how would you describe your ideal / most restful day?
So there's like 2 options here. Okay.
Okay.
So either like, and it's like all or nothing. It's either I stay in my pajamas all day sipping coffee and I'm on the couch watching movies, eating snacks and just relaxed. Like literally I like don't get up, don't go anywhere. I'm staying inside. That, reading a book, just like being chill. Or like getting up, going for a run, going to eat breakfast and having a long conversation and then going to do more activities with people that I love and like spending the whole day just doing fun things with people that I love because that fills my cup. So it's either like be active, be with people, have good conversation, have good food, or like stay home and do nothing.
Yeah, that is such a 7 thing and it's so similar to him.
Like tomorrow, like I didn't tell her this, but tomorrow I want to go to the Bass Pro Shop just to walk around.
Bass Pro Shop's cool though. Like
yeah, just to walk around. And the drive is like 45 minutes, so I'm like up for it. But like I guess it's the same thing, one or the other. Being with a group of people, like for me, like a restful day, like if it's like extreme, is getting like 10 people that I really love and like going to Six Flags.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Six Flags.
Roller coasters.
Yeah, going to Six Flags and then there's the other side where I've always remembered this. When I took a mission trip to New York City and we lived in kind of like, I don't know what they call them. I guess like a quadruplex or I don't know. It's a little building. So we were 5 minutes walking distance to Central Park and 10 minutes 15-minute walking distance to Times Square.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there for like almost 2 months and I was living there for like 2 months and my casual, like our Sabbath, I literally just walked to Central Park and just sat on a bench and just watched people walk by.
Yeah.
Really?
That sounds so peaceful.
I loved it, and that's what I did for like every Sabbath. Or I just go to Times Square, get a like with a group of friends, and we get hot dogs.
Yes. Oh my gosh, hot dogs in New York and their mustard is like spicy or something. It's so good.
It's brown mustard. It's so good. That's where I get in my house. I have a bunch of like spicy brown mustard. But yeah, the Gray's Papayas is the best hot dogs in New York City. And so like a group of friends of us that were staying there, we would go there, get hot dogs and just stand in a circle outside the hot dog store and just talk and just laugh. And so that's what I love to do. It's my restful day.
Sweet.
And then there's days where I just don't want to take a break because I'm just burned out, like giving my all to people, and so I just stay at home and watch Harry Potter all day.
Yes.
Or Lord of the Rings.
That's kind of what this Saturday has been for me. I mean, I have a to-do list, womp womp, but it's so long. But just staying like home, but I haven't left my apartment except for going to our gym that's in our apartment complex, which
looks so cool, by the way.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, dang.
I'm gonna visit you and you're gonna take me to that gym.
Yes, come. So
Yeah.
it's cool because in the mornings, there's only like during the week, it's me and 2 other people. So there's only 3, and they are on like this one lady is like a marathoner. I'm pretty sure because she's like going to town on all the treadmills and stuff. And then this older guy, and he's always making very loud, really hard, and it's like awkward to go and get my weights. So I try to get there before he does, so I can get weights and take them into the yoga studio because that's where I'm at, is in the yoga studio. But
So
in there, they
cool.
only got like 5-pound weights, and I'm like, look, I need some more than that. I have to get them before him, but it's so nice, and it's like I've been working out in my bedroom for so long. It's cool to just have an actual space.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, last question. We all love coffee here.
Yes.
What is your go-to coffee order? Yeah. I'm glad that you stuck with the theme, you know, because it's called Take a Little Coffee Break. I'm glad. What is your go-to coffee order? It could be like lately people have been doing their home, like what they do at home, and then like at a coffee shop, in Starbucks.
That's good.
Like, okay, so what's your go-to coffee order?
So if I'm home, it's black. I want black
Yes.
coffee. It's where I'm at. Like, I'll show you my cup. You can't see it probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you hear the thunder?
Yeah.
That's so bad.
The lights just flickered right now.
Yeah,
Our
lights just flickered. But anyway, yes. Let's hope that it doesn't turn off.
We'll be fine. Black coffee if I'm out. I also like black coffee, but then I also like having fun when I go out. So my favorite thing to do, I like coconut lattes, like coconut milk lattes. I like cappuccinos. I like doing a cold brew. Sometimes just plain, but sometimes I'll do a splash of almond milk and 2 pumps of peppermint because it's like a peppermint mocha, but without calories and sugar. And
that sounds good.
or as sweet, and so I love that because you can get peppermint year round at Starbucks, and
You can.
But
I
Yeah.
did not know that.
You didn't know that? Yeah, you can.
Yes. So that's my
awesome.
favorite.
Yeah, same thing. Black coffee at home. Typically, when I'm kind of adventurous. Sometimes I'll go when I'm at a coffee shop. Typically at a new one, I'll aim for cold brew or almond milk latte.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that kind of introduced me to almond milk latte because I always ordered either nitro cold brew or just regular cold brew, and I just stuck with that. And sometimes I just adventure out to like when I'm in the mood for sweets. I guess it's not even sweet; it's just almond milk. But
He likes the iced almond milk lattes, and I don't know if you've been to Siphon in Houston. Siphon Coffee.
I think you may have taken me there.
Probably, because it's like my favorite, and
that's that place. I'll get almond milk latte.
Their iced almond milk lattes are
like,
so
what the
good.
heck? Because you can still taste the beans. Like you can still taste the roast. Like that's why I was so shook. I was like, what the heck? Like you can still most of the time you can just taste the almond milk and that's it.
Yeah.
And so I only get almond milk at certain places that I know that I can taste the bean, like the roast and all that.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for doing this. This was so fun. It's so cool to see how similar y'all think.
Yeah.
It was so funny. And I had another friend, Gabby. She was like, as a 7, I'm so excited for this. And I'm like, yes. Like, I feel like 7s out there are going to resonate with y'all so much with this. So thank y'all so much for doing this. Love both of y'all.
It was so nice chatting with y'all. I miss your faces.
I know.